Reagents. Directions for the preparation of solutions and reagents are discussed in the following slides. So over here we have the reagents in this column, their specific gravity, their approximate molarity, the volume for 1 liter 2 molar solutions in milliliters, and percent by mass. So we have glacial acetic acid, hydrochloric acid, nitric acid, sulfuric acid, and concentrated ammonia. The specific gravities are 1.05, 1.09, 1.42, 1.84, and 0.90. Molarities, 17.5, and down the column we have 12, 16, 36, and 14.5. The volume starting at 116, 172, 126, 56, and 142. And finally, the percent by mass, 99.5, 38, 70, 96, and 27. Alkali hydroxides and bases. Number 1, sodium hydroxide solution 2 molar. Dissolve 80 grams of the solid in 800 milliliters distilled water. Once dissolved, dilute to 1 liter. Calcium hydroxide solution, otherwise known as lime water. Shake 2 to 3 grams of solid calcium hydroxide with 1 liter water and store it in an airtight bottle overnight. And 3, filter to remove any undissolved solid and store it in an airtight container protecting from carbon dioxide. Salt solutions 2 molar. Ammonium acetate 77 grams per mole. Dissolve 15.4 grams of the salt in distilled water and dilute to 1 liter. Ammonium carbonate, 96 grams per mole. Dissolve 70 grams of the salt in a mixture of 140 milliliter concentrated ammonia and 500 milliliter water. Dilute to 1 liter. 3 here, ammonium chloride, 53.5 grams per mole. Dissolve 107 grams of the salt in water and dilute to 1 liter. And finally, sodium carbonate, 286 grams per mole. Dissolve 286 grams of the salt in water and dilute to 1 liter. Here are salt solutions, 0.2 molar, all prepared in distilled water. Ammonium hydroxide, or aqueous ammonia. Use 100 milliliters from the 2 molar stock solution and dilute with distilled water to a total volume of 1 liter. Ammonium oxalate, 142 grams per mole. 14.2 grams used. Ammonium thiocyanate, 76 grams per mole. Use 15.2 grams. Barium chloride, 244 grams per mole. Use 24.4 grams. Calcium chloride hexahydrate, 219 grams per mole. Use 21.9 grams. Chlorine water, use from the stock bottle as needed. And cobalt nitrate hexahydrate, 270 grams per mole. Use 29.1 grams. Continuing with salt solutions, iron 2 sulfate, 278.03 grams per mole, which is 55.60 grams, 2 milliliter concentrated sulfuric acid, then dilute to a total volume of 1 liter. Iron 3 chloride hexahydrate, 270 grams per mole. 18 grams, 10 milliliters hydrochloric acid for each liter. Lead acetate, 379 grams per mole. Use 37.9 grams, 10 milliliter concentrated acetic acid for each liter. Lead nitrate, 331 grams per mole, 33.1 grams. And finally on this page, magnesium sulfate heptahydrate, 246.50 grams per mole, 49.3 grams. Some more salt solutions. Nestler's reagent. Dissolve 50 milliliters of potassium iodide in 50 milliliters of water. Add saturated mercury chloride until a stable precipitate appears. Then add 200 milliliters 6 molar sodium hydroxide and dilute to 500 milliliters with water. Potassium chromate, 194 grams per mole. Use 19.4 grams. Potassium dichromate, 294 grams per mole, use 9.8 grams. Potassium ferric cyanide, 329 grams per mole, use 20.8 grams. Potassium ferrocyanide, 442 grams per mole, use 21.2 grams. And finally, potassium iodide, 166 grams per mole, 33.2 grams. And finally, the last four salt solutions at 0.2 molar. We have potassium permanganate, 316 grams per mole, 3.2 grams. Potassium thiocyanate, 97.18 grams per mole, 19.44 grams. Silver nitrate, 170 grams per mole, 17 grams. And sodium nitroprusside. Prepare a fresh 2% solution by dissolving 2 grams of salt in 100 milliliters of water. Solids and powders. Copper turnings as needed. Manganese oxide, add a pinch of the powder to act as a catalyst. And then zinc powder, a pinch or as needed. Organic liquids and gases. We have chloroform, use from the stock bottle as needed. Diphenylamine, use as needed, and ethanol, use as needed. Hydrogen sulfide gas. Fresh hydrogen sulfide is made using a Kipps apparatus to capture the reaction of iron sulfide and hydrochloric acid. The gas will be collected and stored in the bulb of the apparatus.